just call us when you get here. We'll greet you, or we'll be there to let you in or whatever. And I said, okay. And so when I was on the road, I got a message from AirBnB that she had messaged me, but I couldn't get on Airbnb and access the message because I had no Wi-Fi. Like once I left, like in my car. So I saw part of the message saying, we left the keys for you hidden somewhere, but like near the driveway or something, but I didn't know where. Like she had sent a photo and I couldn't look up the photo. So I got there and I called her anyway and messaged her, and she wasn't responding. And then finally I said, if I don't hear back from you, I'm just have to go to another hotel. You'll have to refund me. And then she finally responded and said she was sending someone, because I guess she wasn't in town. She sent this lady who was very nice but spoke no English, and my Spanish was not good enough that I could really understand her that well or be able to ask her all the questions that I had about the place. So we get inside. So I waited, total it was over half an hour of me just sitting there waiting, and it's 95 degrees outside. Get inside, it's really hot. She turns on the little fans and kind of explained some stuff and then left. And I took Stella to the beach. We were gone for a couple of hours, and we got back and it was still really hot inside. The fans were on, but they weren't cooling the place down. So I was talking to the host about that. There was also a baby chicken that was stuck in the little courtyard, and I tried to get it out and left the gate open, and it was just terrified and it wouldn't leave. And so I was stressed out about the poor baby chicken. I think it belonged to the neighbors. And it was really loud too, because it was right on the corner. It was at an intersection. And basically by 10 or 11 o'clock that night, it was still so hot. Stella was panting, I was sweating, and I told her I can't stay here tomorrow night like I was supposed to. I'm going to leave in the morning. She said okay, and I couldn't fall asleep. I was laying in bed, and at about 12:30, all of a sudden I hear this loud crashing, like a car had crashed into either not my building. I would have probably seen it because I was close to the wall, but maybe the people right next door. They're very close. And I go and I open the window, and there's a military vehicle in the street, a bunch of Mexican police or military standing outside, and they had their guns, and it looked like they were pointing their guns, which scared me. I thought there was some sort of drug bust going down or something with the neighbors. But it turns out they had crashed into the gate that is what separates my house from the neighbors. But also there was part of the wall or the roof or something on the ground in front of my house, and the car parked in front of my house was totaled. So I don't know what happened and how they crashed it, but as soon as it happened, the electricity went out. And it was hot enough as it was with the fans barely working, but without them working, it was I knew I couldn't stay the night. So the host wasn't answering. It looked like she was seeing my messages, but she wasn't responding. The only other person I knew to call was the Airbnb host who I just stayed with for a month in Ensenada. And she picked up as soon as I called. And she was nice enough that she looked up hotels in the area and found someone that would be willing to let me go check in at 1 a.m. in the morning, obviously. So I had to pack up all my stuff in the dark, load up the car, and go drive the streets of Mexico at 1 a.m. And I had the map pulled up, but it wasn't telling me how to get there. All I could see was where it was, and so I had to figure out how to get there. And I was a little scared. It's a pretty safe city, especially compared to the rest of if not for that, I would have been terrified to be driving around at night. But I found the hotel. No, it looked empty. No one was picking up the phone. My friend had to call back and get him to come outside. But it worked out. It was actually a really cheap motel, only a few blocks away, still in the main part of town. And it was decent. It had everything I needed. It had a fridge. The AC was working much better. It had everything. So for the night, it was good. And then the next day, I decided to go for my last day there, check into the hotel that I wanted to be in the very first place, but didn't book because I was trying to save a few dollars. So sometimes it's just better to go with quality over quantity. So I went and I checked in there, and from then on it was like amazing. The hotel was right on the beach, and my room was facing the beach. It was on the beach, and it had, a fridge. And as soon as I got there, I just unpacked and I went to the restaurant, and they brought me a pina colada to the pool, which was it had salt in it. It wasn't a chlorinated pool. And I swam, and it was amazing. And then I got a second wind, so I went and I walked around the main area of town along the beach, and where all the boats and the fishermen are, people that do boat tours. I went and saw the mission, the old mission. I bought a couple of souvenirs, a Frida Kahlo mug that says Loreto on it, and these cute little cactus earrings made in Oaxaca, and then some silver earrings with some sort of interesting stone or shell in them. And then I was so sunburned and parched, I saw this coffee shop on my walk back, and I went in and I got a iced soy mocha latte, and it was so delicious. And not just because I was thirsty, it was good. That thing was gone in about 2 minutes. And then for dinner, I went and found this completely vegetarian restaurant, and I got some vegan tacos, and they might be the best tacos I've ever had. One of them was kind of spicy, but the other two were so flavorful. So yeah, it was just awesome. And that hotel room got so cold, which was amazing. And the TV, a lot of the channels were in English, which was awesome. So I could actually watch some movies while I ate and did stuff. And I slept really well. And then I went this morning on my way out and got a smoothie from this smoothie place, and it's really good. I got a pear and mango and coconut milk and hemp. And yes, Stella, we did walk to the ocean, the beach, several times, because there's nowhere else for dogs to go to the bathroom. They have to go on the sand. But it's a decent sized beach, so Stella went away from all the people, although she did try to pee in the ocean a couple of times. But yeah, she actually liked the water. She got in the water, not her entire body, but she got halfway. And I think she kept forgetting it was salt water, because she would stick her head under and then lift it up and freak out. But she enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Now we're heading to our final destination for the month, which is El Pescadero. So hopefully everything goes okay. But yeah, I did love Loreto. I can see why people love it. It's absolutely beautiful. And I was able to actually practice some of my Spanish skills, which I was proud of. So the road's getting very curvy again. We're in the mountains, but